Ayo, DC, is it that difficult to partake in the stop disrespecting your most popular characters who aren't Batman challenge? Hell, even sometimes my boy Bruce can't dodge the stupidity behind some of these creators.
Can't keep getting away with it! Can't keep getting away with it!
And sadly, Barry Allen Flash is no stranger in getting hoed in a plethora of media. A big problem with not just the Flash, but with speedsters across fiction in general, is how writers acknowledge the fact that these type of characters are overpowered and would speed bliss any conflict in seconds. Yet somehow these folk come up with the stupidest ways possible to incapacitate or just straight up nerf these characters just for the sake of plot. And on top of having a very inconsistent power scaling for just how fast these speedsters are. It might seem a bit odd to point out some of the disrespect inflicted upon the Flash due to the success of the CW TV show, for example, but that show is just honestly a bigger part of the problem with some Flash adaptations in the past recent years. The popularity of the CW Flash show during its first few seasons was insane. That show pretty much had the entire fandom in a chokehold. I remember tuning in every Tuesday night anticipating what would happen next with Zoom, or who was the man behind the Savitar persona in season 3. It's hard to imagine that there was a time where I would go out of my way to get caught up with the CW Arrowverse shows that were airing at the time, with the Flash being the most popular of them all. It would be an understatement to say how much this show fell off tremendously.
Barry, why don't we take a break from the dancing?
Yo! She said break dancing! Go fast! Go fast! Go fast! Okay! She's a maniac!
Its downfall is pretty much down to just bad writing and Barry having to relearn the same lessons over and over again. This is especially prevalent with this stupid "we are the Flash" mantra that the show would be so infamously mocked for.
I'm the Flash.
See, that's what you don't get. You are not the Flash, Barry. We are.
Hey,
Let's cut this shit off, bro.
I gotta
Cut the shit the fuck off!
It just sucks how much the show had Barry become so dependent on Team Flash. It's like, bro, can't do anything by himself. Always needing a pep talk from Iris or Joe, needing Cisco and Caitlin in his ear telling him how to stop a man with a cold gun. The most infuriating thing about the show might seem a bit nitpicky, but I just can't get over how Barry struggles with some of these villains when the show has shown speed feats that contradict said struggles, further proving Barry should just speed blitz these bozos in seconds. He's fast enough to slow down time where it seems as if everyone around him stopped moving.
I wanna know what's happening. I'm fast now! God, I just wanna tell you, but I can't.
Hell is going on with you?
He's fast enough to dodge bullets to make it seem like they're moving in slow motion, as well as dodge freaking lightning. Yet he can't react to punches from a non-speedster. He consistently struggles with villains who have just daggers or cold guns, despite having moments where he super speeds past them. The show somehow is able to give him more abilities and also nerf him at the same time. There's also a consistent problem with him having to run his mouth by using his speed to run up to a criminal and talk to them about their wrongdoings instead of just, I don't know, handcuffing them or something, then do whatever you need to do. The villains in future seasons honestly just stopped being good, with plot threads getting harder to watch after like season 3 perhaps. Nora Allen from season 5 was hella annoying. Villains like Cicada, trash. Godspeed, doo-doo. Bloodwork, what happened to the levels of quality from villains prominent in seasons 1 and 2 like Reverse Flash or Zoom? I swear, Zoom was arguably the coldest villain in the entire series.
Never forget, I am the fastest man alive. Look at your hero. This man is no god. Days of the Flash protecting this city are over.
Shoot that thing now!
Goodbye, Flash. You two weren't fast enough.
But nah, forget all that. We gotta have an epic lightsaber fight using Speed Force abilities for some reason. Just like everything that came from this universe, the DCEU Barry Allen Flash is an actual travesty. Which one of you bozos thought Ezra Miller was good casting, huh? Who was it? Was it you, Zachary?
Whoa, bro.
always.
Hi.
And always just knock you out, and then you won't have to panic.
Right, you just gotta knock
You just
people
let me
out.
know.
Yeah.
No? Yes?
What?
Bullets. Those are Nerf bullets.
Thank you for letting me.
They are fake and they are a toy.
Thank you for letting
This is my belt buckle and my Nerf bullet.
I've never really been a fan of this portrayal of Barry Allen. He just acts like a Wally West but on steroids. More than half of his screen time is just him being a quip machine.
Wow, it's like a cave.
Not to mention this goofy ad run that he does every time he utilizes the Speed Force. It is absolutely mind-boggling how the first ever live-action Flash film isn't an origin story or just a simple solo adventure where you get to see one or a multitude of Flash's most iconic villains. Instead, the first ever Flash movie in this universe is an adaptation of the freaking Flashpoint storyline from the comics. Worst part is that they don't even incorporate some of the best elements from that story. There's no Thomas Wayne Batman, no Atlantean and Amazon War, no other prominent DC characters from that timeline, with the worst offender being no implementation of Reverse Flash. The director stated that Eobard Thawne was responsible for killing Barry's mother in the movie, but this is never touched upon nor is it hinted at in the entire film, so I don't even understand the point of mentioning that. Hey man, I like Michael Keaton Batman, don't get me wrong, but Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Flashpoint Batman was right there. It sucks because original DCEU plans had this movie intended to be a simple Flash tale, but this movie was just in development hell with multiple writers and directors coming and going before we got what we ended up getting. Both his main suits in the DCEU aren't that great. The CGI in this movie is atrocious. The cameos are some of the worst I've seen in any DC title.
I've been thinking, what am I watching? What is the purpose? What is the punchline? What is it?
And to make matters even worse, with Barry learning the ramifications of time travel and how it can alter the things around him.
Any interaction you have with your parents or yourself, you have no idea what the consequences to that could be.
He still doesn't learn his freaking lesson in the end of the movie with him moving the can of tomatoes up the counter so his dad can look up the camera to prove his innocence using Wayne technology for face recognition. The film has its moments, sure, but I think we all would have benefited from a more traditional Flash story before jumping into the goddamn Flashpoint storyline. What's crazy is that this isn't even the first time they fumbled the Flashpoint story in live action. The CW rushed that whole plot thread in like one episode of The Flash. Man, I had never seen WB gas up a movie so much only for it to be one of their biggest bombs in box office history. To nobody's surprise, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League makes The Flash and the rest of the league, which includes my glorious righteous king Arkham Batman, an absolute buffoon.
Say, bro, get off that nigga dick.
Every league member gets disrespected aside from Wonder Woman because reasons. It's funny how the squad, especially Harley, have this deep-rooted desire in aiding Wonder Woman as Harley admires her and they all feel really sad about her death and acknowledge what she's done for them in Metropolis.
Help me carry her in. We got medics inside.
I thought the four of you couldn't achieve anything. Prove me wrong.
She's probably just bushed. Right?
Her heart has stopped beating.
You went out like you lived, doll. Looking sharp. And never listening to us.
I guarantee you if Diana ended up getting mind controlled by Brainiac like Flash did later in the game, the squad probably would have felt real terrible about having to fight Wonder Woman and would try to figure out ways to reverse the mind control. But for some reason they couldn't give less of a damn about the Flash despite him literally going out of his way to save them from a couple of corrupted Justice League members like Batman and Green Lantern multiple times before getting captured. Yet Wonder Woman treats them like absolute crap the entire story, but they feel some emotional weight when she fights Superman.
Flash! Brainiac wondered how you got off the ship.
Speedster secret. The League doesn't leave anyone behind. Let's make you right, buddy.
You know, that's just what I was gonna say.
Green Lantern, I have the Flash. Your four escaped criminals. They led me right to him. No, not a threat at all. Still, let their corpses strike fear into those who'd resist.
explain yourself. Every minute I waste on you is stolen from the people who truly need my help. I won't be around to save you again.
Where else are you gonna go, princess? All the fun is right here. You know, killing Flash is on our to-do list. How about a team up?
You didn't let her finish. We should team up.
Barry? Who the hell's Barry?
I'm a warrior for peace. I swore an oath to never strike anyone in anger. You four are seriously testing my resolve!
And the way the squad are able to defeat the Flash is so moronic and nonsensical, it's not even funny. Barry just gets shot to death. Like, bro, what? The defenders of this game do so many mental gymnastics to try to defend this game's sheer and utter stupidity, but the squad had access to anti-Speed Force devices, so that's how they were able to kill the Flash. First off, the anti-Speed Force devices they use have to be manually activated so they are not set off automatically whenever a speedster is in proximity.
You think they can stop us?
No.
This is best shown when even if someone has access to said device, they can still get speed blitzed and caught off guard despite knowing the Flash can attack them at any point.
Excuse me, my plan to neutralize the Justice League starts now. I'm going to enjoy this.
You okay?
Where? Nice one, Lex. Always thought your inventions were a bit shit, but this is...
Would you look at that? He did have a heart. Catch.
Oh, yuck! Ah, the thingy!
What did you think would happen? You'd crawl out of your cells, swoop in, save the day? Pathetic.
None of the squad members have superhuman reaction speed, so they shouldn't even be able to tag the Flash if they try. There are so many moments where he could have just killed them all right then and there, but doesn't because of reasons. And even if he didn't want to kill them, he can still incapacitate them with no problem and still have his fun, which is shown when Boomerang is broadcasting him and the rest of the squad via Amanda Waller's phone, and Flash repeatedly punches him without even him being able to react.
Loser of the league, folks! The fastest man alive! According to all these girlfriends. It's the Flash!
Sorry. Hey, Metropolis. Do you like live executions? Well, don't touch that dial, or I'll break your fingers.
So you mean to tell me after all that, they are somehow able to tag him with bullets while he for some reason makes tornadoes, stands in place from time to time, yet he states how he's faster than time? So Batman, the master strategist of Brainiac's army, acknowledges the Flash's cocky nature and how his arrogance can get the better of him.
Flash, you're going to stand down and recuperate.
Bruce, you can't be serious.
You lost your temper. Cost us our best lead on Luther's informant. Stand down until I decide to put you back in the field, Flash.
He is fully aware of this, yet for whatever reason, he doesn't think to send Green Lantern or himself to aid in Flash's efforts in taking down the squad. Why does Green Lantern always show up after the Flash is killed? This could have been avoided if you just tagged along with him. You got something better to do? Also, if the Flash was getting injured throughout the course of the fight with the squad, why didn't he just zoom back to Brainiac's ship to recover? He does this when he gets tied up by Diana's lasso right before he fights the squad initially. Hell, freaking Superman does this when he's stabbed with the kryptonite shard by Wonder Woman. Somehow you're getting shot by Boomerang, boom, go back to Brainiac's ship, send Green Lantern with you. Problem solved. But surely the disrespect would end there. There's no way it could get any worse, right?
Flash has expired. He saved our lives, yet we ended his. As honorable warriors, we will show proper respect to this fallen hero by...
Show a little class, man. That... Holy shit. Congratulations.
Makes sense. The gods have cursed you in every other way.
I'm fully convinced this game's script was written by a 15-year-old. Stop complaining, the Justice League are getting revived in future seasons. They were obviously just clones. It's a live service game. You can't judge it in full because the story isn't complete. There's still other Brainiacs to fight. Quit whining. Obviously Arkham Batman is coming back. They totally didn't disrespect him or anything.
Everybody shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up!
You know, maybe I should stop complaining. I mean, it's not like they utterly character assassinated Batman and nullified the ending to Arkham Knight. It's not like they humiliated Green Lantern or Flash, along with making the entire Justice League so utterly incompetent to the point where the Suicide Squad became the all-star team of the Arkham universe. Why couldn't they have just given us a Justice League game, man? Look at them. They look so damn happy. Would you believe me if I said there was a Flash death somehow worse than Kill the Justice League? The Injustice animated movie pretty much implements elements from the Injustice prequel comics as well as the main Injustice Gods Among Us story from the video game, but condenses it in a runtime of an hour and 18 minutes. So the pacing is just really odd and some of the creative decisions are very questionable. The biggest offender in all of this is what they decided to do with Barry Allen. This one scene convinced me that somebody over there at the creative team must have a personal vendetta against Barry because there was no reason to do my doll like this. So Flash inhales some of Scarecrow's fear toxin and bro starts tweaking, which for some reason allows him the opportunity for him to get sliced by a saw.
Batman, I found Scarecrow. He's dead.
Can't move.
There's absolutely no way you can convince me the fastest man alive couldn't avoid that. Y'all had Yuri Lowenthal as the voice actor for Flash in this movie, and you're just gonna waste him like that? How and why this decision was approved is beyond me. What was the point of killing him off? Flash was an integral part in both Injustice games and the prequel comics. This adds nothing to the story other than for garbage shock value and adds to the overall problem of modern DC animated movies differing from the source material just because they can. Most of the screen time given to Barry Allen in recent animated movies are mainly just centered around him being used as a MacGuffin for time travel or multiverse shenanigans. There has never been an actual solo Flash movie, with Flashpoint Paradox being the only animated movie to have Flash as the center protagonist, which kickstarted the DC animated movie universe based on the New 52. The Flash throughout that universe doesn't really do much. He makes some appearances in a few Justice League films here and there. Some of those appearances are just him getting overpowered by a bigger threat that requires the might of the whole league to stop.
Barry, you can hear me in there. Sorry. How long will it take you to heal?
Oh my god, an hour? Also, seriously?
Leaguers down and we only just got here. Need backup now.
The Death of Superman animated movie had the entire league get bodied by Doomsday, which is a bit odd to me considering that they needed Superman alone just to stop him, but not the combined might of freaking Green Lantern, Hawkman, Martian Manhunter, Wonder Woman, and the Flash. How did Batman's explosives somehow do more damage than attacks from a freaking Speed Force user? To top it all off, Flash and most of the catalog of DC heroes get hoed in Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, where he was forced to endlessly run on a treadmill using his speed as a power generator for Apocalypse. Then at the end of the movie, he does a Flashpoint all over again with insight from Constantine, as planet Earth had been cooked to the degree where there was nothing that could be done to save it.
You know what you have to do, mate. Clear the board. Start again.
Another Flashpoint. I can't.
Figured you'd say that.
Everything would change. Again.
It won't be perfect, but it'll be a long sight better than what we got now.
Then you have the Tomorrowverse, where the first major film he appears in, he's transported to another Earth while also sent to the past during the events of World War II and teams up with the JSA, all taking place in Justice Society World War II. His next major appearance after that is freaking Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths, as he utilizes time travel throughout that movie. This problem is so prominent across DC media, even in comics too, where whenever they have some continuity to fix or a crisis event they want to get up and running, boom, let's use the Flash in some way in favor of him getting a proper solo story in the vein of how most Batman and Superman stories are portrayed. In the future, instead of using Barry Allen as a means of fixing continuity or multiverse time travel bullcrap, why not just give us a traditional proper Flash story centered around him and his supporting cast and rogues? He's never gotten a proper solo movie in a hot minute. Writers have him in scenarios where he gets hoed due to the plot constantly, even though he would solve the problems around him in literal seconds. Inconsistent power scaling seeps through media and wouldn't be an issue if you didn't portray an overpowered feat like him being able to slow down time, yet he struggles with crap that doesn't even compare to the things you've demonstrated to the audience the Flash is capable of handling. It's kind of crazy to think about how really the only two great Flash adaptations that I can think of have been the DCAU via Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, as well as the Flashpoint animated movie. Young Justice had a cool Flash, but he's barely in it as he's at the center focus. More emphasis is put on Kid Flash Wally West. The disrespect isn't even limited to just Barry Allen Flash. DC Comics have been doing Wally West dirty for years by having him removed from the New 52 entirely and replaced by a new character as a whole, until they brought him back in DC Rebirth, which is all kinds of messed up when you take into account how many popular aspects of the Flash character in modern day were taken from Wally West's time as the main Flash post Crisis on Infinite Earths. WB, if you can give me a banger AAA solo Flash game, maybe I'll forgive y'all for your levels of tomfoolery. I don't know.